Oogie.
No, now you can say it.
We love you, Oogie.
We love you, Oogie. Please feel better.
Oh, we love you, Oogie.
We love you, Oogie.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
What the fuck?
Jimmy, let me ask you really quick.
Mm-hmm.
If game were to start 3 hours from now, would you still be able to play?
I do not know. I do not know.
Okay.
You
like,
alright?
not today. Not today. Like, on a general time-based basis. Like, do you ever have anything on Sunday evenings, or...?
No. I'm pretty free.
Okay.
It's just mentally wise, I have not been doing well, so.
You're fine.
I'm sorry again.
Don't.
Hey,
It's
don't
okay.
sweat it.
Don't
If you want to talk
apologize.
anytime, my DMs are always open. By the by.
Same.
If anyone can, please record.
I am already.
Okay.
That's why we were saying we loved you.
Yeah.
Okay,
So when
sorry.
you got the recording, you would hear that.
It's good.
But then you joined in and just got to hear it firsthand.
Yeah.
Made things a lot more awkward for the recording was.
I don't think it's awkward. I think it's
you
funny.
you just get extra love.
Oh, is anybody in here going to be streaming it? I know Karma, you sometimes do.
I sometimes do. I'm not streaming it at the moment, though.
Gotcha. If you do decide to, I can make Oogie's stream show your stuff so that people who watch Oogie can still see the game.
I don't get many viewers to start with, so.
It's still worth it every once in a while. I know you have a few viewers that are special, or sorry, unique to your channel. That's the right word.
Yes, they're special.
Special was not the right word. I'm just waking up. I slept very well last night, and I will not elaborate further.
I'm gonna let you guys continue on, so.
Okay. Well,
See
I
you
can't.
guys.
You're fine.
Godspeed.
Alright, everyone, pile on into the Roll20. I won't stream it.
Yeah, I need to hit that button. No streaming? Okay. I had Oogie's chat pulled up just so that I could hit the host command. I love being a moderator. It's so helpful.
Right?
What?
Hmm.
Log me in. That is my email. What do you mean it's not valid? Excuse me.
You're excused. Alright. 6 and 6. Good. So, friends, welcome once again to another episode of Dancing Shadows, Finding Answers. I've given up on constantly trying to figure out new ways of saying it. I'm sorry.
Tragedy.
Right? Stumbling over it was great for a while, but you know, new season.
New season, new things.
Season 2.
Season 2, let's go! But as we step into game, we were at Luskin. You guys had seen the sword. The sword was cracking. You let people know. They gave you an idea of where to look, which was the home of the local giants, which is where, luckily, Holmina's compass was pointing.
Maya's.
So,
Maya's.
why did I say Holmina? I'm terribly sorry. Maya.
Holy shit,
got the
Homina
jet.
fucking robbed Maya.
Wouldn't be the
I
first
Also,
time.
the fucking
I
Jack Sparrow
keep-
compass.
Also, I keep on forgetting to have people react to Holmina's Shadow Hunter. Because it's rather obvious. It floats there, menacingly.
It's T-posing constantly.
It's T-posing
Stay
constantly.
posing.
It is T-posing.
It's
It is
bug
literally
posing.
a flying T-pose.
It's eye-posing.
He's just chilling.
He's just
I don't know why
gonna
they
die.
interrupt his vibes. He's just going. He's not a little guy, but like he's just a guy.
It's like a desktopper on VR chat who discovered the ability to float themselves 10 feet over the ground.
Oh my god.
You mean a desktopper with Go Loco?
Yes. They don't move their arms or legs, they just kind of like constantly
They just levitate.
hover. Yes.
You know, just like me, for real, for real.
For real, for real. In any case, uh, folks were able to get some shopping done. I'm fairly certain there wasn't anything that we had left behind that I needed to discuss with anyone.
I don't think so.
Richard, were you cool?
Wait a second.
Was there anything that that we had to do behind the scenes, or no? I'm fairly certain there wasn't.
No, I don't believe so.
But you tend to be the one that I have to do
Oh.
behind the scenes shit with.
Actually, this is a question.
Yes.
The building materials in my portable storefront, did I expend those building the house? I would assume so, but I never
You did.
actually spoke with you on it.
You did, and you would have to subtract an amount of gold that you had in order to restock if you wanted to restock at the Merchants Guild.
Yeah. How would that have just cost the same as the amount that I used? So just like 60 gold?
Yes.
Oh, then where's my sheet? They changed all the icons. I can't find anything anymore.
Right?
Your
This
character
is as
sheet
bad as
is
VR
right,
chat's menu change. There
right
we go.
beside the
Found
art
it.
library, right where the art is.
I
And then-
think, hold on, I need to go into here to check. Okay, so 20, 40, 60. Oh, 80 gold pieces worth of material. Which is more gold than I have, so I will not be restocking.
You can partially restock if necessary.
It should be fine.
Okay.
I shouldn't need. I mean, realistically, this was. I grabbed this as a long shot, just in case that something like this arose, and then it did.
And then it did. And then the moment Art comes across a moment where he needs to build something and realizes he doesn't have building
I
materials.
can just do it magically.
I know.
can just do it magically.
All right. So, in any case, if there is nothing else anyone required to do in Luskin, we will be moving on. You all board the ship.
Wait, weren't we already at the dock? And then, like, did we already make it to,
to Fire's Heart. That's right. You did make it to Fire's Heart. You made
there
it.
and we
Yeah, we stopped.
Yeah,
the-
That's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you.
we're
I
you
just
had-
stopped a heart attack.
We're about to repeat something.
Yeah, sorry. You were at the beach. You were spoken to by a couple of villagers after, because the ship itself couldn't dock at the village. Instead, it had to weigh anchor a ways away, and then you all boarded longboats in order to get you and whatever supplies you had onto the beach. The two people you talked to, one was an elderly man who was a bit weakened, and you noticed he had a weakened shadow. And beside him was his son, who didn't have a shadow.
Yeah, and they cast Remove Curse on the sun, and the sun fucking collapsed, and the man had a heart attack in response.
Yes. Which is the second time I had an old man with a heart attack in a game. It's if I had a
Reroll
nickel
how that
every
works.
time this happened,
You'd have
I
two.
had a nickel.
I'd have two nickels
You'd
actually.
have two.
Especially since it was CeeLo who saw to both of them.
Oh my fucking god.
You just love to
Uh,
give men heart attacks. What the fuck?
Listen, man,
Right?
just here.
You are just here. I'm just amused that you were the first one to react.
He wasn't even the first one.
No, yeah, dude.
Alrighty.
See,
Let the shit show begin.
we just
Let
need to
the
get
shit
into
show
that
begin.
village.
Yeah. So this happened. You guys saved the old man from passing into the great beyond. You uncursed his son in a very audible and visual manner, and now the entire village is basically up in arms about it because they think you attacked their elder and the elder son.
We didn't get that bit of knowledge. Okay.
We saw them start. We saw them,
We
torches
assumed
being
that it
lit
was
and so
based
forth.
on. Well, we assumed that it was based on the fact that they were all shadow corrupted.
Well,
We
Could be a bit
did.
of column
We
A.
did
Could
not-
be a
no.
bit
You
of column
did.
B.
no.
We did,
Okay.
because
No,
a
no,
bunch
no,
of
no,
us
no,
had
no.
said that.
No. I can tell you exactly what happened. The kid was alerted. The shadow that was taking over that kid was alerted by the conversation that we were having. That we know what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and they were about to start running to the village, which is
Yes.
when I casted Remove Curse on the
Mhm.
kid.
Yes. And
Which
then he
makes
had a
it up
heart
with you-
attack.
And then the old man had a heart attack.
Which is the reason for what's happening.
Yes. So the villagers, you just heard shouting from the villager side, and then you see a bunch of villagers basically taking up whatever arms they have: spears, pitchforks, oars. Not a
Alright.
single blade to be seen amongst them.
All right.
All good, all
Mhm.
good. I
Um,
think it's time to be big wizard person.
just to be safe, do you have the chicken?
I begrudgingly still have the chicken.
Okay.
I
I'm not
cast-
happy to say this. Can I have it?
cast daylight on the chicken.
Duke.
Duke
And,
just kind of like crawls over,
Yeah.
opens mouth, and then chicken just kind of pops up as if it's being held by something.
There's your chicken. I shouldn't.
What the hell
Thank
are
you.
planning?
Wait, hold on.
Um,
We could play this cool. We could see how many
That's my intent.
non-shadowless people.
That is my intent.
All right.
Is to start by talking directly to those who are not shadow affected.
Understood. Let me just grab.
Imagine there was a language that the shadows didn't know, but we know it and we could speak it to people.
That would require the people to know
That
it as well.
That
Indeed.
would.
Which means that if they're being possessed by the shadows might then know it. So, there's...
I need to look as normal as possible. Takes off mask, takes off cloak. That's a side.
Looks at party. Fuck.
Well,
I
I didn't...
look, as long as I'm the one who looks normal, it's fine.
Is that
Well,
how that works? All right,
I, mean,
let's see.
I
it.
don't look normal by any means.
You don't
You
need
know,
to.
It's always amusing when just before a possible combat, one of the players just starts becoming a male stripper. Just saying.
Yeah.
If
I'm
I
not
had a
taking
nickel-
anything else off.
I am going to hop on broom and start floating.
That's fair.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
So, Richard has the chicken. Ozzy
Yes,
is
and he is-
floating. Holmina, what are you and your Shadow Hunter doing?
Holmean is probably on the Shadowhunter's base and just floating with everybody.
Understood. So you're floating there, menacingly.
Indeed.
What up?
Let's just...
What up?
It's
You,
just a why
apparently.
not moment. I mean, I can do what up. I guess I'm good with what up.
All right.
What'd it do, fellow kids?
Don't.
I'm assuming we're
Arturia.
just going right here.
Art, what are you doing?
That's
Yeah,
a good
everyone
question.
put their tokens like here. You're further away, but just for the sake of possible initiative order, I just want you all on the screen.
Okay, doke.
So we're not rolling it yet, though.
Not rolling it yet, though.
So we're on the we're basically farther
Right.
out. We're not actually.
Yeah, you're farther out. I'm just putting you
Okay,
on the
Got you.
thing just in case. Beep.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're fine. There's one.
I have not eaten anything all day, and I am heating up food.
You're fine. Palmina has control of the Shadow Hunter. Did you put yourself on the map, Ozzy? Or I'll do it for you. Okay. There we go. And shits and giggles, Sparky kind of exists just in case. So, With that, Maya, what are you doing?
She's just keeping an eye on, like who might be coming around.
Okay, is anybody watching over the fallen elder or the elder's child?
I believe I'm with him. So
Understood.
That's probably what I'm doing. I have the ability to make a wall if any shadows get close. So I'll keep the old man and child safe.
Sparky's hanging out with you then.
Yeah, they're both unconscious, right?
Right.
Actually, has anybody checked to see if the younger one was breathing still?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes,
I know
we-
that we checked on the old man first.
I did specifically ask about if he was breathing.
Yes, he is.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
I
He's
did
not
have
dead.
I did have a character sheet for Greg. Okay, cool.
God, Reg.
Making sure. Once again, Holmina. Go. Holmina has control of Greg. There we go. That's cool. Save. Now,
Fucking can't believe his name is fucking Greg. It's fucking stupid. Damn mother.
to be fair, you can have it legally changed. You just have to pay the fee. And then,
I know.
in any case, Richard, you have the chicken.
Yes. Now, effectively, the people are walking up. They primarily have torches, right? And it
They
doesn't
are
seem
not
like they have any
walking
sort
up.
of.
Actually, let me fix that
Yeah.
for you. They are grouped up at the closest entrance to the village, kind of like bolstering themselves with their presence. They're not moving forward, but they're kind of blocking further entrance into the village. None of them seem to be carrying torches because it is still daytime.
It is okay. Cool.
Instead, it's the pitchforks, a few spears, some makeshift clubs, oars, just whatever they can grab in order to possibly protect themselves. There's a couple of kitchen knives being brandished. That's the closest thing to a blade, actually.
Okay.
So,
So,
what I was gonna say.
Yes.
Well. Okay. Hold on. Richard, if you want me to, after you do your thing, I can go over there above them, have daylight on. We be able to spot the shadows real quick.
I mean, it's also just daytime.
Yeah, but daytime doesn't necessarily contribute to shadows.
Wouldn't it just be better to smooth things out first?
yes,
Oh,
that
that's
was
why I'm
the.
saying. That's why I'm saying after you do your thing.
Okay. We'll see how smoothing it out goes first, okay?
Okay.
Alright. We'll keep that on the back burner.
I say all. By the way, I said all this in our minds.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you do have telepathic bond up.
Yeah. Alright. I'm going to attempt to explain the situation.
Okay.
I very much hope I don't need to book it, but okay. And he's being careful to like keep his hands like up and just with the chicken in one of them as he approaches the entrance where they are grouped up. And he is going to stop about 15 or so feet away.
Okay. I'm just putting them up onto the screen just in case.
Yeah.
Look, it's perfect for fireball.
Don't give Ozzy
Oh,
ideas.
Oh, they're all grouped up. Oh, all in a circle. Oh.
It's a war crime, Ozzy.
There's a lot of villagers. Holy shit.
It's not a war crime if there's nobody left to tell about it.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. That's.
That's not how that works.
Yes, it is.
Just remember, even when you say there's no witnesses, you yourselves are witnesses. as well as the gods. In
I'll
any
need
case,
to remember this.
No, Not if I erase that part of my memory.
I'll remember.
Anyways, have fun.
Thanks.
At least we're not just casting meteor on a fucking hospital.
not again.
Not again.
Never again.
Please don't let this be McDonald's
Well,
all
you see,
over
I
again.
have a 6 level.
No, not McDonald's. I'm
Alright,
still banned.
Anyway,
Moving on. So, you have chicken in hand.
yes. He's not squeezing it yet. He just has it ready in case he needs to yell.
Are you gently holding it by the neck?
He's gently holding it by like the middle of the chicken so that he doesn't squeeze it. He doesn't accidentally like move his hand in a way that causes it to go like.
Okay.
That would be a very loud wickle.
Yes.
And
he's just walks up and. Hello, I'm sure this looks very bad, but I can assure you there is a proper explanation. They are okay.
okay. All right.
Look,
Going bugs.
Smooth.
Going for the least sus way of saying things. Obviously.
I want to roll I want to roll like a freaking check if I believe him. What the fuck?
Okay.
There's 16 people that need persuaded. That's 16 contesting rolls.
So
No.
I want you. It's not going to be contested technically. So, you are trying to convince a group with the power of speech. So I need you to give me your best persuasion with that opening one-liner. You do not get advantage.
Now I know
Oh
this
my
will be
God.
bad.
Well, sir, if you say so.
And
All right.
this is the point where everyone needs to remember what kind of ranger our dear Richard is, because he gets to add his wisdom bonus to any charisma checks he make.
Hi, I have a 5 in wisdom, or plus
And
5,
5
and
in
plus
charisma.
5 in charisma. This is my best check.
The only way this could possibly be worse is if he had multi-classed into Bard
Oh
of the
god.
with the silver tongue, like
Oh
a
my
certain
God.
tiefling.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That would be
I'm not
horrible.
gonna do
ideas.
that,
Don't give him
but-
ideas. Don't give him ideas.
In any case,
Now, to
All right,
quickly
so-
start,
go on.
the older man fell over due to something that happened to him. His son had a sickness. We removed it. There is a very complicated explanation, but that is the very quick baseline.
All right. So, as you say this and somehow stumble your way through the explanation, you see some of the townsfolk, they don't lower their weapons completely. They just kind of like tip them down a bit, but look more willing to listen as you explain.
Thank you. Now, as you can see, I placed down my weapons already. I think I had forgotten to mention that he did do so in preparation to walk over.
You said the mask and the cloak. And the
Okay,
cloak. You didn't say
he
anything
had-
about the weapons.
Okay. In that case, I will slightly rephrase that.
But they're not
Yeah.
out.
They're not
You don't have
drawn.
them out.
None of my allies mean anyone here any harm. Now, out of curiosity, from what I can tell looking at this crowd, can I actually see their shadows?
The way that they're grouped up, it's difficult to distinguish any individual shadows. You can see that as a group, they are casting shadows, but it's hard to tell if there are any individuals. Though
Makes sense.
I can't even make you roll perception anymore. You are able to tell that some of the shadows do indeed look faded, and a number of the townspeople look kind of haggard and weakened. Though that also doesn't quite help their disposition when it comes to anything like this happening. Like, because obviously when you're tired, you don't.
Yeah.
You are a little more prone to frantic action.
Yes.
So you hear a voice from inside the crowd. And how do you have your hands, by the way? Are they both up?
They are both up in the air. He does have the chicken in one, but that is the only thing he has.
No, I know. A voice from the middle of the crowd. And even with your perception, it's a little difficult to make out just exactly who it is because of how crowded everyone is. He's got something in his hands! Careful!
This is a chicken.
My God.
Dear God, there's more. No.
Now, the reason I have it is as a tool to help you hear me better in case you had been aggressive when I approached. I can put the chicken down if you would prefer. The reason for this is that
Disarm
it's
the
very
chicken.
loud. I would prefer not to demonstrate, but if you do not believe me, I can.
He's lying! It's obviously some kind of weapon!
I wish you were right. However, the smallest little squeak you can make.
The smallest squeak is still particularly loud. It causes the crowd
Yes, he
to
does turn
jump a bit.
around and like face it as far away from them as he can before he does it. And then just
Okay. So you do it, even though it's a brief squeak, it still is particularly loud, and it causes a number of the crowd to jump. Ozzy, from above. You
Yeah.
are you're staring directly at the crowd, correct?
Yeah.
Holmina, you as well, because you have a bit of a
Yes.
vantage point from on top of Greg.
Okay. Put my there we go. I'm gonna get my profile right there and just actually stick. No, I'll leave it like that. There we go.
Hold on, I got you. I'm gonna do a funny thing. There.
There we go.
are.
Perfect. That's what I was looking for.
I just moved him to the map layer. I'll pop him out if you do go into combat. In any case, so, uh, you as well as Maya, I will have you both roll perception with advantage.
Oh, whoops. I just rolled again. Oh.
Okay, cool. All right. And Homina?
Give me a second to get my character sheet.
I've got a small question while the rolls are happening.
Yes.
For me, who is tending to the unconscious people, did the squeak do anything towards waking them up? Did they react to the squeak at all, given it was that loud?
That isn't actually a very good question. Let me just do this really quick. No.
No, they don't wake up. Cool.
So, all three of you are able to see as someone from the crowd seems to have like a rock in their hands as Richard had turned around to do that. And when you say turn around, did you completely turn around, or did you like turn to the side, or?
Effectively, he kept his eyes on the crowd, but turned his body 90 degrees to like hold it away from them as he squeaked.
Okay, all right. That's so I misunderstood. I thought you had looked away from the crowd in order to do the thing.
No, but like there is still the momentary thing of it being really loud, and his ears are kind of sensitive because of how his perception is.
Okay.
So he
So-
probably flinched.
With that, one of the members of the crowd, a young man with rock in hand, tosses it right at Richard. All of you were able to see it, and I don't believe an 18 hits. Does it?
18?
18.
18 does hit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Damn.
You take all of
A singular damage, right?
3 damage, bludgeoning.
Cool.
So you
I'll-
get
I'll
knocked
like
in the
this.
you get knocked in the back of the head, but not too hard.
I'll slowly roll up and I'm gonna just start clapping. Woo! Good job! Whoever threw that. Wow. Great arm.
Let's not patronize them too much.
Let's not antagonize the people holding weapons at us, even if they are ramshackle.
Now then. Feeling better?
With
Says not
this,
to
like a
patronize them.
large number of the crowd just look over at the person who threw it. They just like look left, look right.
Don't worry about it. You're on edge, right?
It was a really weak throw, anyways.
It was. So, with that, like he just kind of like shrinks into himself back into the middle of the crowd, and the rest of the crowd just starts lowering the weapons completely now. What kind of sickness?
All right. Well, first, if it's all the same to you, I will explain in Town Center. I don't know if there are others around or if this village has a healer that might understand better. However, I think it's best to get those two, and he gestures to the two out there, to a bed. Right? So, however, and he just, Ozzy, if you would, and he just holds up the chicken.
You want me to take it? Or what?
Yeah, just get it back over to the chest.
Okay. Alright, I'll take it. Fly
Thank
it
you.
over to the chest.
All right.
I'm-
You fly it over. Duke's lid pops back open, so you can just possibly toss it back inside.
And then it hits the chest.
You drop it in, and
Oh my god.
you drop it in. A small furred hand reaches out, grabs it, pulls it back in, and the entire lid closes.
What the fuck? Okay.
Y'all forgot about him, didn't you?
Man, that's weird. Alright.
I have two companions. One of them just happens to live inside of the other one.
That's crazy. In any case,
Now then. And he just picks up the rock that had been thrown at him, sort of just looks at it. So, to explain, and perhaps it's better that, is this mostly everyone in the village? He just gestures at one of the people that are around.
There aren't many young ones left, just the few that you see here.
I see. With that in mind, with what I'm about to explain, I would like to make it clear to the ones that will find it concerning that sudden actions are not advised. You see, some of you may have noticed that your shadows have become thinner recently. Am I incorrect? Can I get a show of hands of anyone that has had this issue happen?
You see a large number of hands go up, mostly amongst the elderly.
I suspected that would be as such.
These all represent the two that are unconscious. Why not?
We're one of the groups from the city of Neverwinter that were hired to look further into this. And, well, while looking into it, we've come to understand that this is an affliction that's been spreading wide. I don't know if you've heard of it, and I assume as he's explaining this, some of them are just eyeing each other very nervously.
Yeah, you can see that.
However, has anyone in this village had their shadow entirely vanish?
You see some eyes shift, and then about 3 or 4 of them just look at each other and start bolting.
Thought so. The furthest one away, back of the head, rock, magic stone.
All right, roll it. Do I give advantage or no?
This was what he was counting on.
Understood.
He did advise no sudden action.
You know what? I'll give it to you. Roll a cool. Why not?
All right.
Let's see that damage.
Huh?
Wow.
Interesting. Just roll a d6.
Yeah.
Really is odd. Okay. So
That is meant to be non-lethal, but
yeah, you deal 7 damage, and it causes the villager to the one that you hit to kind of like lean forward as the rock hits them, stumble, and flop onto their face, causing
So
the
the
one
ones-
behind them to trip.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna ask. Woo!
Ozzy, if you would.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I'll fly over there. But it's 4 of them. Now, this is the problem. They do have weapons. And while...
Kind of ramshackle weapons.
Yeah, but I'm still a wizard.
Don't you have any
What's the
magic that could
best-
slow them?
I do not have slow at this current moment. I have too many damaging spells right now. And I don't want to kill them. I could hit one person with a remove curse. Or... Nah, that would do too much damage to them.
Would any of the villagers have moved over to try and help transport the 2 that were unconscious back, by the way?
Yes. Let me just go ahead and... A couple of them
Who did
would
we
have
say
moved
had
forward.
the bead?
I have the bead, I think.
I'm gonna try this, because I'm not gonna be able to get all of them, unless it's okay for me to hurt them. I'm not gonna be able to get all of them, so... If you... We're not in, like, initiative, right?
Nope.
Okay, so if you throw me the bead, I should be able to have, Inky hit somebody with one remove curse, and I'll hit somebody with another.
I
cannot
have an
throw
idea
it.
as well.
Just letting you know, you can't throw the bead, that's not how it works.
I can't throw the bead?
No.
So if I was to theoretically embed the bead into a coin and then throw the coin, that wouldn't work?
No, because it's a touch spell.
I mean, so long as the bead touches them.
That's not how touch spells work.
I don't know, man.
Touch is in response to you being... It's in words. The closeness that you are to the target.
If the coin is enchanted so that I can recall it at a moment's touch...
Oh my
would
God.
that count?
Karma!
Cotton.
He's breaking the rules of physics.
Cotton.
I'm not breaking any rules. I'm just asking.
I know you're asking. Unfortunately, the answer is no.
Okay.
But Sparky can hold the thing and fly over.
That's
Okay,
true.
then I'll hand Sparky the
If you
thing.
want that as well.
Sparky is very quick.
So yeah,
Sparky is very
75
quick.
feet of movement.
so
Damn.
those two right there are like that one's fell over and that one's like stumbling.
Yeah.
I'll hit the two that are not.
Okay. So you have Sparky go over to this one right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
He uses the bead that I made. That's a remove curse, and I'll also remove curse on this one.
Okay.
Um,
And once again, everyone's able to witness what appears to be like a shadow kind of burst out from from them and fly away screaming as these two stumble over. Their shadows weakened, but now there.
now you two. I wouldn't suggest running. I do not want to hurt anyone.
As this happens, a lot of the villagers recoil from the group that was trying to get away.
They'll be alright, but they're not in control of themselves right now.
Let's see, what? I'm looking
Because I
for...
could animate objects around them and then just start holding and like have the animated objects hold them.
I'll just use this to represent them recovering from the thing.
Okay.
Because I need something. Okay. All right. As this is going on, Holmina, is there anything you would like to do?
Sorry, I'm dealing with girlfriend stuff. I need a few moments. Just skip me for now.
Understood. You're standing there imposingly.
Yeah, I'm just watching.
Maya.
She looked like she was ready to head over there just in case if those two were about to get up and run. She was going to try to grapple one.
You can still do that.
Oh, okay.
You want to grapple the one that had fallen or grapple the one that tripped?
The one that tripped because they have a better chance at trying to get up.
Understood. Then feel free to do so.
Which one was the tripped one?
This one in the middle.
Middle.
Like they stumbled, they didn't actually fall, but they just kind of tripped on their friend.
All right.
Kind of that way where your foot catches on something, but you don't actually fall, you're just off balance.
Yeah, yeah.
Unarmed attack in order to see if you grapple. Because you need to hit the... You get advantage.
Can I just do the constraint because it's just easier?
Oh yeah,
I could just
of course.
just don't do damage.
Then it's the athletics check, was it?
I believe so.
Oh, I can just hit athletics then?
Yes. Alright, and they get disadvantage on their dodge.
Oh.
Oh, look, I don't even have to roll the second one. But I'll roll it for funny if it's going to be another nat 1. It's not. It would have been funny. So, yes, you were able to wrap around them and hold them in place.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. So with that, Art, you're just taking care of overseeing those who have fallen, like the old man and his son. Oh, you're muted. Never mind.
Wait, I've been muted? Ah! When did I
Yes.
mute? Ugh!
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Yeah, he's just taking care of them. He's fidgeting with a coin in one hand while doing so because he was
Mhm.
cooking that plan and then realized that it wouldn't work because it needs to be touch, but not the touch of the bead, the touch of the person holding the bead, so that he didn't do the thing, but he still got the coin in hand because it's him.
Mhm.
That's what we're cooking. We're
Understood. Understood. So, these two are unconscious because the remove curse happened. This one is being grappled. This one is on the ground after being hit in the back of the head with a magic stone. They're not unconscious. They're just on the ground. The villagers are now quite afraid and slowly backing up.
What we are doing is using the spell Remove Curse to remove this affliction from them. As you can see, everyone with an inflicted shadow has been affected. However, cast Remove Curse on the one that's trying to get up.
Understood. Once again, burst of shadow that flies out of him. Very loudly, very audibly. And he just slumps unconscious.
As you can see, very treatable. Albeit I know this isn't the best way for it to look.
The one that's in Maya's coils is struggling as much as they can, though obviously this body that they are inhabiting doesn't have any form of muscle mass to pull away from Maya. You're basically wrapped around a twig.
Pretty much. She's not going hard, but it's still pain.
At which point they just kind of like start screaming and panicking. Please, no, not again! I can't go back there. Stop! No, let me stay here, please.
Wait. Slow. Explain.
I don't want to go back to the Shadowfell, please.
Why?
Be free here.
You're not free there?
Whoa.
There is no
Shadows don't
freedom
talk.
there.
This is not a normal shadow.
This is new.
Yeah, this is new.
This is
How loud
do
was
not
that?
have
Would
enough
I have been able to hear that?
intelligence.
Yes, like this is panicked shouting.
Yeah, shadows do not have enough intelligence to properly
Well, normally they
convey
don't.
feelings like that.
This is different.
So,
We did not mean to harm anyone. We
That
chose
cap.
this place to hopefully live. Yes, we drained the people here, but we tried to do so slowly.
I assume without their permission, of course.
But it's not like we can explain what we are.
I suppose.
Especially not wearing the face of one of them.
Why are you able to talk and the other shadows we've seen haven't?
I've been around for quite a bit, unfortunately.
You were the first here?
One of.
I see.
Originally, it was just me here, and then more of my kind started popping up. I didn't want more. Few people weakening with just me would be explained as a cold or someone just not feeling well. But with more of us, that means more to feed, and there were accidents.
Accidents.
In your well, you can hear me in your head. I'm like, that doesn't explain the fact that they said that they don't have as many young people anymore and things like that.
I will say that this looks like an older fishing village that isn't very
There aren't many young people
thriving.
anymore.
Yeah.
Meaning that they're not having kids?
I mean, they're
Meaning
elderly.
that a lot of the people here are older, and then it's one of those things where if a village is out in the sticks, young ones are more likely to go to a bigger city. Considering
Yep.
how close you guys are to Luskin.
Okay. Then I take it
So
back.
sorry, I'm back. And
You're
I'm
fine,
able
dear.
to do stuff. So we got shadow people, right?
You have specifically the last possessed person speaking.
Oh,
Okay.
concern.
In a very panicked matter of, please, no, I can't go back. Please don't send me back.
I can't go back to
Bless you.
jail.
Thank you.
So,
You're not far off.
we've never seen a speaking shadow before. I'll admit, there are what feels like inconsistencies in what you're saying with what seems to be going on here. But
We have seen talking shadows though, but they were always different
Very
from ones
hostile.
like this.
Those are the
yes.
overlords. The stronger shadows.
Okay. So, we're going to calm down. You're the members of the village. If you try to run, we will
I'll-
catch you, and we
I'll
will
just
send you back.
and they kind of sink further into Holmina's coils to just almost try to
Yes.
hide there.
Why do you keep
Yes.
mixing me up with her?
Not me.
Not
Not
Holmina,
me.
Maya's coils. I don't
They
know
both
why.
have scales.
I don't
They both
know
have
why.
scales.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm sorry.
Nah,
I
you're
think-
good.
I
You're
think we're
good. I'm
just-
fucking with you.
I don't think either of us is bothered. It's just really funny, to be honest.
It is very
Kinda.
funny.
I was like, I mean, she does
Big-
have a tail. I guess she could
Big,
just wrap it
you
around
know,
the person's neck.
reptilian woman.
Large reptilian women
Wraps her
with
tail
scales.
around the person's neck.
So, you are going to answer some questions for us. And then we'll decide from there. But first, the people of this village do need to be taken care of, and well, larger actions we will see. But
All right.
all right,
I'm just going to replace this one from generic villager to this other token that's actually on the map hidden. Shits and giggles. There. Now they look different.
Now we can identify them.
all right. Maya, if you wouldn't mind pulling them away a bit.
She does what they ask.
Just go someplace and I'll have the token follow you.
I'll just go right here.
Okay. Wait, I'm on the wrong layer now. Doop.
He steps over, gestures to the unconscious people. Where are their homes currently?
Of course.
I
Right,
need a bed.
right this way. We'll put them in the. We'll put them in the healer's home.
Of course.
As he says that, he just kind of like glances over at the one that's currently being held by Maya, and then they start taking them inside.
I'm sure it's been quite a hectic day for all of you. I apologize about that. And and if not I, my group will be speaking to your healer to verify all of your conditions and make sure that things will be all right for you.
You already are, sir.
Yeah.
They
Wait.
point again at the person in Maya's coils.
That's the healer. Of course it is.
Fuck, of course it is.
Very well. With that in mind, we will discuss with them more in just a moment then. Good to be aware. Thank you. All right.
I
Give me
told you
one
that
more
probably
persuasion roll just to see how the village will continue taking all of this, and then thank you. They calm down a bit more and just start dispersing. A few of them staying with those that have fallen by taking them into the larger house. And then a few of them just kind of like going off to do their own thing. Nobody
Um,
alone, obviously.
Yeah. Before they fully split off, he does just, gesture at a pair, and it's like, um, would you mind clarifying some things about this village and its condition so that, as, the adventurers we have made ourselves clear to be, can be aware to better help?
An older couple, older man and older woman, just both nod and step closer.
Thank you.
Anything you would want to ask, feel free. You've
Um,
done right by our village thus far.
indeed. Let's start with this. Um, when did the strange occurrences begin, if you remember? Things like, shadows fading, anything like that, that you might have noticed or seen?
Good while now, couple of years, I would think. It was always attributed to minor illness. Folks would generally get better from it, though there were a few who didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But as a good number of us are older, vitality isn't really something that we're known for.
Of course. I see.
Uh, our local healer would
Mhm.
do their best to make sure that we were healthy. But even we understand that healers can't always fix everything.
Of course. All right. If there are any other questions that any other members of the party have in mind, feel free to ask while I am trying to think of more.
I can't think of any.
Anyone at all?
Let's see. Ozzy, anything you'd want to ask them since you have a couple of villagers willing to talk?
I don't think so, other than like we were heading over here for what reason again?
Giants.
Make contact with
Giants?
giants.
We were just getting by.
Alright. I would ask them if they know anything about the Giants, honestly. That are they're supposed to be in this area, right? Not like not near the shore, of course, but like
Mhm.
further in, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. That's all I'll ask about that.
The Frost Peak tribe are the ones that we generally meet with. They stop by from time to time. I haven't seen them in a while, though. But giants tend to view days like seconds at times, so it's not too difficult to understand.
Okay.
Trade with them, I assume.
What we can.
Fair enough. Do you happen to know the path they might have taken when they were, coming by and saying they might have been heading back towards their tribe?
Of
I don't know.
course.
I don't know if out of character we got it marked on our map.
You technically do, but the villager does point out past this direction of the village, like top right. Go down that way, follow the road, and it will lead to a path that goes up the mountain. For giants, it's a little perilous, but for folks like us, it's a sturdy road.
Thank you. He marks on his map.
Mm-hmm. So do be careful. Sometimes the hill giants like to act out.
Hmm. We'll keep our noses clean. All right. To get back to the previous question, you said a few years ago is when everything with the shadow started. Do you remember
Yes.
specifically how many? Or even just an estimate?
How many what?
How many years?
Oh. Um. They look over to the older lady questioningly. Um. Wasn't that when Gertrude's young one went to Luskin? Oh no, dear, that was more recent. I think it was the year where we were blessed with. Yes, yes. It's when old man McConnelly's cow had twins. That was about 4 years ago, I do believe. Oh, right.
All
Yes,
right.
that sounds about right.
So, about 4 years ago. All right. With that in mind, Karma, just to double check, how long have, in our understanding of things, Shadow's been an issue?
Shadows have been known to be an issue only for the past couple of years.
So, this lines up
one or
pretty
two.
well with that.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. I see. All right.
Now, again, there is old tales of like a shadow invasion from like ages and ages ago, but aside from that,
Yeah, no, there's always shit like that in the history
yeah.
books. But,
Like the recent issues that you all have been having have only been the past couple of years, and by couple I mean literally no more than 2.
of course. All right. And other than these weakened shadows, is there anything else you think might be in any way connected or otherwise worth noting for us that has been concerning you to do with going on recently?
I don't know if it's connected, but the giants haven't been seen for over a year.
We were headed that way anyway, so we'll
A
check on
couple
them.
of our number wanted to check on the local giants just in case, but the healer would get nervous and say that we should leave the giants' business to them.
Uh-huh.
We are but a bunch of old folks. All of our youngins have gone to Luskin and beyond in order to make better fortunes for themselves, though the deers do send us money from time to time.
That's fair. All right. Well, I might ask you a few more things in a few minutes, though I think there has been a good bit of energy today, and I think giving you a chance to sit down might be helpful.
Of
So
course.
we'll speak with the Haley real quick, and where would be a good place to find you to ask more?
The house behind your snake friend is ours.
Very well.
Whenever you may use it to speak with the healer as you need. We will be there most likely with it sooner rather than later.
Of course. Thank you then. Very well.
If you stay long enough, you may join the village for dinner. We take all of our meals communally.
Sounds like back home. Sounds nice. All right. Well, thank you.
Of
I'll let
course.
you know if anything else. And should you all need anything else, well, we'll do what we can.
Well, you better stay for dinner because all of you look like sticks. We're definitely going to make sure you're all fed.
Lena
Leave
just
the
Do
waits
we?
and then, like, looks at her arms.
The old lady literally goes up to you, Holmina, and just kind of like places her one hand on your arm. Oh yes, look at you. You're nothing but skin and bones.
She's like,
Scale and bones.
she's like, it's like blinking at this old woman. She's just super confused at this point.
Ozzy is out loud laughing.
You mean scale and bones, miss?
Skin, scale, leather, it's all the same.
Art's
Would
Art,
just
did you
I
pick up my
say,
question?
I
Duke.
suppose. She seems very confused now. Like,
Alright,
it's
did
They
you
just
pick
would
up my
growing.
like
The
cloak?
to
confusion
make
is
you
growing.
food. They would like to invite you for dinner.
I understand that. I just.
Oh, then what's there to be confused about?
She looks over to Art and just flexes her arm.
Art mockingly in return flexes his lack of arm.
She's just kind of staring at him. It's like, you need to eat more than I do at this point.
I'm incapable of it.
Listen, we're all sticks, okay? We need to eat.
Not with
I'm
that
rocks.
attitude. I'll make sure you feed. I'll make sure all of you are fed by the time you're done. Now off and do whatever it is you adventurers do.
The
And
two
Find a way
people
to
that
make
don't
me
need
able
to
to
eat are
eat.
being force fed.
Well, you can eat. I am physically incapable. I do not have a mouth. I do not have organs either. I'm kind of just made of magic, goo, and rocks.
I mean, I eat.
Yeah, but you have a mouth. I don't. There's a reason I carry around a bread roll in my bag to throw at people. I can't eat it.
welcome to Dancing Shadows being force fed.
Would you want to eat it at this
Being
point, dude?
force fed.
Oh, at this point, no. It's long gone. After I threw it into Ozzy's mouth and froze it there for a bit to stop him from killing a child.
Suddenly, everything goes dead quiet.
What? What? Why are we getting quiet? We all know this happened. It was very funny because nothing bad happened.
Looks to Art. Just raises a brow.
I mean, he's not wrong about it ending up alright.
If we can't joke about the things that traumatize us, have we really moved past them?
I didn't attempt to kill no one.
Well, you didn't know it was
Yes,
a
you did.
child in your defense.
Cap detected.
Wait, what?
Cap detected.
Cap detected is insane.
I love Greg.
We love Greg.
Greg's gonna
Now
get
I'm
a
gonna
bowl
have
of
to figure
cereal.
out how to make it look like I'm eating so that I don't upset the locals. How do I fake
Just
eating? I
put a
don't
bag
have
of holding in your mouth.
I don't have a
and then-
mouth!
Shit. We're gonna fashion a mouth out of a bag of holding.
That's gonna look acrid.
Who cares?
Give me a moment. Continue to roleplay between yourselves. I have to deal with family really quick.
I need to make sure
Understandable.
that they don't try to shove it down my eye sockets. I
No,
don't
we're
even
not
want to
gonna
know
shove
what
it
would
in your
happen.
eye socket. We're gonna put it around your neck, and we're gonna put it like on your chin.
So you're gonna give me a bib made out of a bag of holding?
Yeah, but it's gonna be your mouth. Wink, wink, nudge. Come on.
I don't think any of us have illusion magic strong enough to pull that off.
If you give me 24 hours, I bet I could.
We don't have 24 hours. They want to have us to dinner tonight.
Shit.
We've got maybe 5 at best, and that's being
Let me-
generous.
Open spellbook. All right, let's see here. Wait, I could put Inky on your face, and he could.
Why is Inky your answer to everything?
Why is Inky
'Cause
your
he's
answer to
amazing.
everything?
All you guys
If
concern
you don't
me.
think so, you're wrong.
They're trying to turn the
What did I
familiar
do
into
that's
a
concerning?
mouth.
No, you. Okay, you're you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You... I mean, let's be realistic here. None of us in this party are normal.
I could turn you into another thing so that you could eat.
Please don't polymorph me. I don't even want to know what that would do to my lack of biology.
I'm sure it would just pass through you.
I do
I mean,
not
in fairness,
know.
Aren't you're born from magic, right?
Born is an interesting choice of words. I kind of just am.
You came into existence from magic. So, like, reasonably magic affecting you probably wouldn't have a lasting effect, considering you go to magic and you return to magic.
Well, how...
Polymorphing you wouldn't be a problem.
Okay. The reason I'm worried about it is, Aetherborn... How do I even begin to explain this without just getting incredibly morbid? My body is in a constant state of decay. I don't know what altering that process would do.
That's fair.
The
Best
reason
case
that
scenario.
Aetherborn meet their end is because our body slowly crumbles and returns to the Aether sphere.
Well, I mean, if I just... Okay, if we're trying to get technical here, I could freeze your decay by stopping it, literally. But that doesn't matter, because polymorph will literally change you into a different being for about an hour.
He's more worried about the after effects of
I'm worried
his
about the
biology being
after
altered.
effects. Yes, given I don't have biology. I am made of solidified aether.
Yes. You will go.
Just
You will
entirely.
return. This is the thing. after the polymorph, you will simply return to your natural state, which is, as you said.
Are there any like Ozzy, do you remember there ever any records of like that being tested on Netherborn in like your
Etherborn are not common.
No,
No, they
we're
are not.
incredibly we're
They're
incredibly
very not
rare.
common. I mean, listen, this is what we'll do. When
And
Karma
we
comes
tend
back,
to not like
I
each
can do
other
a
also.
heavy ass
So
I can do a heavy ass history check to see if there are any books in my school.
Okay,
yeah, we
roll a
can
history
do
check.
that. Oh, Karma's back.
Okay, but anybody want to give me like help?
I mean,
How are they going to help you remember?
Shit, you right. All
Haven't
right.
I asked him if he remembered? Does that count?
I mean,
No.
I do get a
Didn't think
D4
so.
to this, so it's okay. I'll just roll
I
it.
mean, can I also do a history check to
Fuck,
see if
I'm
Art
gonna-
would
hold
know
on,
what would
hold on,
happen?
hold on.
Because I don't.
Go for it.
I'm re-rolling that. I'm re-rolling that.
What?
I'm re-rolling that. That didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Karma wasn't here, guys. Remember?
I got a 15.
God damn it. 18's not bad. I'm gonna roll the D4. Hold on, let me see what that D4 says.
And how did you re-roll the history check?
Luck.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I forgot he had
So
lucky.
that's a 20, and
That's a
then
20.
Art has a 15. Okay. And what are you trying to remember?
If polymorphing an Aetherborn will kill them when the polymorph wears off.
Effectively, Ozzy's trying to remember if there are ever any records of after effects of polymorph or a similar spell on Aetherborn.
In that
in the-
case, no, there aren't.
Okay.
Would Art
Wait,
know?
no, there
with any
aren't
certainty?
any records, or no, there aren't any effects.
An important clarification.
Understood. So this is actually two different answers. For Ozzy, no, there aren't any records, since Aetherborn technically are a
very
rare enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
they are rare enough, and they are short-lived enough that experimenting on them is generally only something someone with very
big pockets can do.
not
I wouldn't
necessarily
even say
big
that
pockets, more like
morality thing?
nobles. Yes.
Yeah, it's a morality thing.
Yeah,
Like-
Aetherborn have very, very short lifespans. It can be anywhere from a couple of weeks to a
Now-
couple of decades.
Now, have people experimented on such things? Probably, but it wouldn't be the kind of thing that that there would be books on in the college.
Yeah.
As for Art, in your for an Aetherborn long-lived experience, you also have no idea if there's any repercussions or issues with polymorphing.
Gotcha.
All right, we're going.
I mean,
all right,
the
we're
one
going back
place
to
that
Inky.
the one place that I would have known of that experimented on Aetherborn, Art stayed the fuck away from for obvious
Oh,
reasons.
wait, no, hold on. Terribly sorry, I forgot. Most of your time was spent in the Feywilds, and you did work with one of the least moral Fey lords that there are. You yourself have been transformed a
Oh,
couple
have
of
I?
times
Okay.
for a laugh. They were short-lived and then changed back more like, "Hey, look, you're suddenly a badger because Mr. Bodger's around. Ha ha ha! How's that?" And you were changed
So-
back, and nothing untoward
then-
happened.
Yeah, the
It's up to you if you
biggest
want to tell us
question
that.
is the date that I know I will die on. Did that ever change as a result of the polymorphing?
No.
No. Okay. Oh yeah, there's some fun Aetherborn lore for the table.
You know exactly when
they
you'll
come
die.
into the world knowing the exact moment in time they will cease to exist. They
Yes.
know how much time they have.
Would I?
And
if I'm
this isn't
momentary-
like a date on a calendar. This is a date relative to you because calendars are inconsistent.
If I momentary stasis you 5 times in a row, does the date change by 1 day?
I'm assuming it is just a static event in time where that occurs.
I mean,
Gotcha.
time magic would have an impact on it.
Yeah, but like it would effectively just freeze it until it gets unfrozen. But like,
I would
Yeah, it
assume
would
it
still
works
be
very
like-
much like normal temporal mechanics in the fact that if, like, even if you have like a pause like if you are destined to die at a very specific time in a very specific place, regardless of what happens before then, you will die.
It's
Just at
more
that
along the
specific-
lines of they have a countdown,
Yeah.
a mental
Okay, a
countdown
physical
that states
countdown.
like yes, that
Yeah.
states X years, X months, X days, X hours, X
So
seconds.
a
So it's
battery for a
constantly
phone,
ticking.
basically.
Yes.
If somebody freezes me in time with chronomancy, that timer would not change while I am frozen. So
It would not.
technically it would extend my time, but functionally it doesn't because nothing happened
You wouldn't
during
be
No.
that
active
time.
during that point.
The only things that have altered your time was being in the Feywilds.
And even then, that wasn't so much an alteration as it was a dilation comparatively.
No, I mean being there did alter it.
Oh. This is good to know.
You went into the Feywilds knowing that you would die in X amount of years, but being in the Feywilds for quote unquote so long has affected you to the point where it kind of doubled.
Oh. I just
Oh.
ate the fucking... I
Ambient
ate the
matter.
You
Feather.
got supercharged.
I ate the Feather.
Yes.
The
Feather.
Feather.
That's such a Final Fantasy thing, I swear to God.
The Fey Aether, yes.
The Fey Aether. I mean, it would make sense that a plane of magical creatures would have a more potent Aether sphere. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
That explains my very long lifetime. So I'll be honest, I hadn't given it much thought.
Back to square one. We're using Inky. That's the mouth.
So, what all have you decided to do?
We're trying to currently figure out how to make it so that Art can eat so as to not disrespect people, but Art also doesn't have a mouth.
And I'm thinking
Understandable.
we put
I-
Inky on Art's face, and then
Okay.
it mimics.
All right.
I mean,
So,
can Inky eat?
Technically,
Wait, does that
Ink-
make him
it-
corrosive?
hold on. Technically, Inky eats ink.
about
But
to
that's
say-
not consumption, that's absorption. That's different.
Technically.
all right. Okay. All right. So, let's get off of this track for a little bit and
So-
move forward.
Guys,
Thank you for entertaining yourselves and possibly Oogie with this.
Love that.
okay. So I appreciate this thought a lot. However, and he gestures to Maya holding the Shadowed Healer. We do have something we need to learn.
Yes.
Now then,
That is a pressing concern, isn't it?
yes.
Literally.
No need to worry about me. I'm comfortable here. Yeah.
That's
Bet you
fine.
are.
Well, luckily, the couple who lives in this home did offer us to use it in order to ask you some things. So,
Of course they did.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, they're just sweethearts. They are.
Okay.
Just.
Right.
they seem
The tone of
do my
voice is hard
best
to
not
read
make-
when you're coiled up in a snake's tail.
I just do my best not to make any house visits.
That's
My name.
okay.
well then.
When did you take this person's body over?
Should we even get
Um,
into the house first?
Yeah, we should probably go inside
Yes.
before we start
I thought
asking
we were
questions
inside.
like that.
I thought no. I thought we were inside already.
Yeah.
My bad.
We're
Yeah.
going
Okay.
inside.
In
the
character, we go
moment-
inside.
Whoop.
In character, we go
The
inside.
moment-
Then I asked that.
So
Oh.
okay, hold on. You
Oops, it
open the door and go in, and I don't know if any of you have this kind of grandmother or older woman in your lives, but almost everything is covered in doilies
Oh,
crochet.
my
Oh,
God.
and
This is
It's
gonna
like-
be the most frou interrogation ever.
as in like this lady just covers everything in some kind of knitting in order to make it more comfortable or stand out to the point where the house interior is almost 80% knitting.
It's crochet bombed.
Yes.
You know what? Never
Yes, it
mind. I
is.
find this more concerning than our own party.
There's a reason why I don't like going in here.
That's crazy. That's
You know,
crazy.
Nina just
You know,
walks
I
up, grabs
understand.
one of the doilies and is like, Huh, this is interesting choice.
I just have Duke sitting outside.
Reminds me of someone back home.
Same.
Anyway,
We have bigger
I'm always
concerns.
afraid that just inter something is going to cause it to break or unravel. And then we'll
She
never.
grabs one of the doilies and just flicks it at the shadow person.
Cruel!
Smacks him in the face.
Cruel and unusual. They are cooperating.
they're not cooperating enough.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, what?
I think they're cooperating.
I'm just trying to back. Honestly, I was just trying to
Okay,
back up
okay,
Palmina.
okay.
I'm sorry.
So is everyone inside of the house?
Everyone except
Yes.
for our stands.
Listen, we gotta look out for the homies, all right?
I'm gonna draw a blade in front of the door while sitting in front of it and just place the like bright glowing blade into the floorboard.
Don't damage their flooring.
She's not damaging it. She's just kind of like like
Resting it.
Resting
she's
it on the
resting
floor,
Yeah.
not placing it into the floor.
Yeah,
An
not into.
important-
It's like, yeah, it's like when you put the tip of a blade
Yeah,
against
yeah.
like the ground kind
Yep.
of thing.
So-
That's basically what she's doing.
You do that, and
You're doing
the
paladin stance.
and the shadow
Yeah, paladin stance.
healer just kind of like goes completely pale as he looks at you. If you scratch that floor, we will be the end of it.
I can repair it if they should damage the floor.
That's not the problem right now. Our problem right now is how long have you had this person taken over?
About a decade.
They're dead then, aren't
A
they?
decade?
A decade.
Yes, I've been on this plane of existence for well over 10 years.
That would explain how you're able to speak.
Yeah, no. So then, whoever you took over is long dead.
Hold on. Hold on.
Actually, would they be? Do we know that for certain?
Well, my assumption by my notes so far is the sooner, the longer the person is taken over, the less likely they're gonna come back after getting getting rid of the shadow.
Well then, I
As-
suppose it's pertinent
Guys.
to ask. Art looking directly to our our captive, for lack of a better word. The other four, if I'm remembering my count correctly,
3.
how long had they been overtaken?
4, actually, because it was the 3.
The one on the beach as well.
and the one
That's
on
what
the
I corrected myself, yes.
Yeah.
beach.
Continue.
Only about a year.
Only about a year.
They're the new ones that I mentioned.
Mm.
Okay.
Now, there's something very important with what they said that I want to make sure everyone has note of. You've been here about a decade, then. With
I've
that
been in this
mind.
body for about a decade, yes.
Yes. When did the invasion the shadows have been doing into this plane start, exactly? How long has it been going?
That started up again. That explains a number of things.
Okay, you escaped separately from that, I see.
So, I need to correct a couple of things before I start.
Go on.
When we claim a body, depending on the shadow, we don't completely subsume the soul within, or at least the entity. It's more like cocooning it. The
That's-
sooner that it's done, the sooner that we are removed, yes, the easier it is for the entrapped soul to retake the body, but the longer we're here and the more we're able to gestate, the more we fuse.
The
with
more they
previous-
become you.
and vice versa. So all their memories, their actions, their capabilities, we take.
You have to be a unique shadow, because that's
At this point.
not how normal shadows work.
I mean, the
You
ones we've
say
encountered haven't been inhabiting for all that long from what we're aware of. We haven't experienced one that has survived as long.
you
Well,
state normal and unique. There are different tiers of shadow. I am longer lived, and thus the way that I overtake is slightly different from the younger ones who are newly created. The new ones, like the ones that you have sent back to the Shadowfell, um, it's similar to what I do initially, but they try to feed off of the new shadow because they don't know any better. New the soul, because they do not know any better, and try to overtake things in a faster and more rough method. So there's many more tells, and because they are being fast and loose with things, it is easier for them to be expunged. If they had a longer time to live, they may learn my method or do something else entirely. Those shadows that take over multiple entities in their lifetime may eventually become overlords and thus may be able to survive outside of a body with greater power.
I did just want to double back on something. You'd put tremendous emphasis on this body. Have you occupied one prior to this?
A couple. I'm a tad long lived, but the bodies that I had taken over in the Shadowfell were more prisons than anything else.
Mm.
so like, are you on your way to becoming an overlord or something? How does that?
There is the technicality of such, but I'd rather not make myself seen or felt as much as possible. The less that I am in view of the Twilight Lord, the better.
Writes down Twilight Lord in book.
Okay. So, you escaped the Shadowfell. Mind going
Yes.
into greater detail as to how or explaining what it was like in there? You say prison, but some more detail would be nice.
Do you know the Shadowfell?
Somewhat.
Do you know the Feywilds?
Very well.
Imagine then the Shadowfell are darker undead version of the Feywilds, where entities of great power have their own realms, kingdoms that they rule over, and they do not interact as much as possible, for that would weaken them. They only have absolute power in their own realm, not outside of it. Separating all of
I
these
see.
realms is a mist that, unless you have the proper means of traversing, you will end up wandering lost until such a point where any of the entities that live within the mist feast off of you. For entities like myself, we are only ever seen as wild creatures or servants. Those that develop intelligence either immediately serve those who are stronger than them or do their best to hide as much as possible. But there is no freedom outside of the few times where the ways between the realms open, whether it's adventurers or mages that simply tear open a portal and walk in, or you discover one of those doors that appear every once in a while that lead to elsewhere.
Doors?
Doors is interesting. But you said that they do not have power outside of their own sort of planes. Then what purpose would an invasion on the material plane benefit them?
Because there are means for them to break restrictions. If they are able to do certain things, then they can ascend to greater power. There are those who are content with their realms, their own personal gardens that they can shape as they will, and then there are those dreadlords who wish to have more. They see these personal gardens as prisons ha- than whatever paradise they wish to make them to be. The Twilight Lord is one of them. Every cycle or so, they will attempt to increase their power by increasing those who worship them forcibly.
Hmm.
They wish to gain the portfolio of a god. And with enough faith, deities can do quite a lot of things.
That they
They
can.
certainly can.
Admittedly, I only know of his past incursions. I did not realize another one was already underway until these young ones started coming often.
I see.
I was able to convince some of them to leave the village alone, but a few of them were able to overtake a few of the villagers in times of weakness, and in order to help maintain the facade, I got them to agree to listen to me since I was stronger and older than them.
I see.
Didn't stop the fools from disobeying every once in a while, and
Hence the accidents you spoke
hence
of
the
before.
accidents.
Okay. We heard some tell that you were making the other villagers avoid the giants. Why is that? Or at least strongly recommending it.
Because I can sense the energy coming from there. There is a shadow, multiple, stronger than myself, and they have been there for a good bit. I can't exactly tell people without exposing myself, so warnings aren't really something I'm able to do.
I see.
Hmm. Uh, well, we've somewhat broken that facade now, haven't we?
In fairness, they were stuck behind them and could easily be a lie. But, well,
I mean,
okay. I assume you have no idea as to specific numbers, given you've avoided it.
I can only sense that there are multiple and that they are strong. I hope There are multiple, because if this power, if the energy that I sense is from a singular shadow, then it's incredibly frightening. It would be as if a village such as this were suddenly onset by an ancient dragon. There's nothing we would be able to do.
I see.
That could explain the cracks.
Okay then.
I also know that a lot of the shadows that I chased away from here went in that direction. So they are gathering.
So you've been acting as something of a deterrent to the more aggressive shadows. Is that right?
I mean, look at this place. The people here have. I mean,
Not much they could
they
do.
they have more vitality than your average elder mortal, but th- I do my best to make sure that they are healthy so that I myself may feed little by little. I simply wish to survive in freedom than deal with the Shadowfell again.
I see.
I mean, given the
You
state of the village, it's clear that you've not done anything outwardly hostile.
I do my best not to. After all, it is better to help maintain that which helps you survive than it is to feed in a wanton manner.
Yes, greed is very hastily one's downfall.
And considering that word of things happening in Neverwinter where their lights are shining brightly even at the nighttime, it's easy to see that word of my kind is getting around.
very much so.
It is only in out of the way places like this that those like myself might be able to thrive, where they don't really question why one doesn't have a shadow so long as you aren't hostile.
You described this gestation where
Yes,
you and the soul you're the soul of the person you're inhabiting become one effectively.
yes.
You mind expanding on that a bit for me?
For at least for the older shadows like myself, we, in order to live in the body, we must encompass the body's mannerisms and know who they know, else we would easily be found out.
Yes.
So, in this gestation, after the previous host has completely weakened to the point where we may take over, it is simply a matter of us continuing the facade of weakness so that we might continue to glean information and slowly piece together what we can. It's not an immediate process, or else the soul itself is destroyed and we are left with nothing. It is a slow and gradual thing that we need to do piece by piece. In doing so, we are able to get mannerisms, memories, skills. It is a long process. For myself personally, in this body, it took nearly a year. But at the end of it, I am here. When when the body itself perishes, I am tied to it unless I escape. In doing so, we simply cease to exist and turn to dust.
I see.
And even then, escape isn't an easy thing for me to do, because I have literally anchored myself to this form through the act of gradually absorbing the soul.
I see.
I mean, it wiggles
But
her snout.
you wouldn't say it's inaccurate then that it's less two becoming one than copying an image.
One, I suppose that is a bit more accurate to say, yes.
I see. Oh. Anyone else have anything they wanted to ask while I think of any other questions I may have had?
Do you want me to let him go?
That's not what I said. So, not yet. But
Going down
did
the
anyone
list.
else?
Ozzy, any questions?
What?
Ozzy, did you have any questions for the shadow?
Um. I'm sorry, I went to go get water. Did you already ask about the Shadowfall and stuff?
Yes, I do have some notes on it, if you want me to send that your way.
No, it's okay. I want to go into detail. I need them to tell me their. I need them to give me an exact description of of the shadow.
What do you mean?
Um, their weaknesses, their resistance. No. Um,
Well, I mean, I'm not very good with spicy food, anything particularly spicy, and I have the shits for days, but
now, is that only you or other shadows as well?
uh
Okay. No, I don't have any questions.
okay. Uh Art.
Yeah, I think he's AFK still.
I mean, they're muted.
Yeah, they said they were stepping away for a moment.
Okay. I was hoping that me saying that might cause them to go, how long was it muted again? All right, Holmina.
She just seems to have tightened her grip around her blade, but she doesn't seem to be like asking or wanting to ask anything. She's just kind of watching.
Understood.
It's very clear that she's not entirely enjoying what she's hearing.
Hmm.
All right. Doesn't seem like anyone else has any questions for you as it currently stands. Is there anything else you think it'd be relevant to say? Actually, I don't fully expect you to be certain at this point, though. What would
Certainly.
happen to the person you're inhabiting should we send you back?
Very likely they would be in a long coma.
No one they're likely to recover from, I imagine, either.
No. Their consciousness, their mind, their soul have been dormant
Assimilated.
for so long. Assimilated, yes. That should we separate, I am unsure if they would ever fully recover, if at all.
I see.
Very few. Very. It is rare for us to ever be expunged. Usually we are simply slain. And for the most part, most of those like myself would prefer such things, but I can understand that one might want the original holder of this body to return. I just do not believe that they would awaken in the lifetime of these villagers.
I think that's quite unlikely as well. All right, then.
The only other thing I can say is that usually the longer that someone is taken in this way, it usually takes roughly an equal amount of time to recover.
I imagined so. All right.
I'm going to guess that this is the part where you do away with me?
I think if no one in this party is opposed to it, especially, we'll need some time to deliberate. However, hold out your hand for me.
They do so.
Yep. He snaps his fingers, and he. Oh wait, is that the one I'm thinking of?
Hunter's Mark.
It's either Hunter's Mark or Hex.
Hunter's Mark allows you to know their location so long as the mark is on them for the next 24
Yes.
hours, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, Hex wouldn't give you that knowledge. I had an idea what you were doing.
Yep. Snaps his finger.
Mhm.
Hunter's Mark.
No, it's concentration up to an hour, unfortunately.
I don't need more than an hour. So, I don't expect you to, but to be safe, you've been marked. Don't try to run. Don't try to escape the village. Just do as you will.
Wait, where's the part of the description that says you automatically know where they are at all times so long as you're in the same plane of existence? I know that's part of Hunter's Mark.
I might have just, written it wrong.
No, let me double check.
I'm pretty sure that is a component.
I'll be right back real quick. We'll get some water. Just if Richard says to Maya to let them go, they will.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
I think it just grants advantage on wisdom or survival checks to find them. But like also it's Richard that has it, so
Hmm.
Isn't that Hexblade's curse?
I don't think so.
I think that might be what you're thinking of, yes.
Let me double check again then. Hexblade's curse. No, it doesn't give you knowledge of their location either. I know I saw that as part of Hunter's Mark. Whatever.
Either way, he's
We'll do it like
making
that. Yeah.
he's at least leading them to believe that he will know where they are no matter what because of the marks. Up to you if you want to like
I mean, how much do these shadows know about magic stuff?
Oh, you have advantage on any wisdom, perception, or survival check to make to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
And I'm fine with that. And
Mm.
it's Richard making these checks anyway, so
Yeah. Okay. All right.
all right,
Mm.
go.
Welcome back, Maya. They told Maya. You're telling Maya to let him go then at this point because you have him marked, correct?
Yes. And if anyone is harmed,
I understand.
good.
So, did you want to keep him here and you guys leave the room, or do you want?
No,
him
he
to leave the
he
room?
gestured at them when he said go. He was like gesturing at them
Got it,
to
got it.
leave the building.
Yes, go tend to the ill that are currently recovering.
He goes up to the door that Homina is standing in front of. Does Homina move out of the way, or what?
She just seems to stare at him for a second before moving out of the way.
He nods and goes through the door.
I mean, I certainly can't fault them for their fears of returning. In all honesty, the reason I went so quiet is I sympathize quite heavily. Slavery, imprisonment, it's not exactly a pleasant experience.
No, it doesn't.
Sparky just kind of flops on around Art's shoulders.
So long as they continue to do as they have been doing, so long as their story is the truth, I don't see any harm coming from them. It would do
Same.
them no good, quite frankly.
Perhaps, but that also assumes they're acting rationally.
I mean, that was rather rational. I know that we should be holding some skepticism given that this is a shadow. However, in any other settlement that we've encountered that has had a shadow outbreak, it's been an outbreak. Everyone's been afflicted completely. Meanwhile, here, everything he said has been as it has. Sure, they've been minorly trained, but never to a point of succumbing. That's unusual behavior. It lends some credence.
Ozzy, your thoughts?
Well, the problem is that they're still draining people.
They
And
are, but not to a point of lethality. It's like eating for them. They need to do it.
Nah, yeah, I get it. We still treat vampires the same way. It's it may be their instinct to do so. It's still not good.
It's not good, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, they're moderating it and not actively taking anyone's life. I feel as though that should not be overlooked.
It shouldn't.
Taking somebody's life force is absolutely taking their life. Just a slower way of doing so.
They're still able to live a life. It's almost it's almost
Well,
symbiotic.
this is the thing, is that that's a lot of philosophy that I'm not going down right now. The main thing is moving forward. If we were to find another one just like this draining a town, do we let them live? Do we let them continue to drain a town? It brings a whole slew of other things that we would have to account for.
It does. Don't get me wrong, it is a fickle situation.
Maya?
Honestly, yeah, it's more. What the hell am I kidding? I think we should just let him stay here.
I mean,
see.
it's very clear that there is some care for the people present. I mean, even just entering this home here, despite the unease of doing so, given the decor choice,
He knows them well.
he noted them as sweethearts. That's not something that somebody seeking to do harm would do.
To play the other side, they are actively deceiving everyone.
They are. Don't. It's a
Actively deceiving them.
yes. Although I think we've kind
Though
of blown
trust
that
has been
ruse out of the water.
formed, well, even though trust has been formed, it's based on trickery. And they could be lying. We have not put them under any spell. We're taking it at face value.
We are. But to play the advocate, how many of us had done the same at the formation of our party?
Huh?
Not
Keeping
all
things
of us
hidden.
were upfront with our true natures, and I don't fault any single one of you for that. If I had the option to, believe me, I likely would have done the same, but unfortunately, gestures to himself, I'm kind of visually very outlandish.
Yes.
I mean, if it means anything, I had to be.
Hmm.
Kermit?
Mhm.
Just as, Richard is thinking back through everything and looking at everything, while I have my own disposition, could I make a insight check, thinking about what he said and attempting to hold it against what Richard knows to be the case and what Richard has seen?
Sorry, you want to run an insight check based off like the things that he said to see if at any point he was deceiving you? Is that what you're saying?
Effectively, he wants to verify how genuine it felt and seemed, and how forthcoming it all seemed.
Considering the kind of insight you have on something similar, I will allow you, Art, if he wishes to, and Holmina to do insight at advantage. Anyone else can just roll normal insight.
Where's my
Very well.
insight button? There it is.
Right. Curiosity.
25.
I'll roll it simply because I believe Ozzy is honestly thinking they could absolutely be lying.
Absolutely.
But I'll roll it just to see how well he does believe that.
No, fair.
My question is, how are you guys rolling without advantage roll? Like, how are you doing that?
You
We-
go. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to comment that like we have previous experience with it. Oh, you're talking about
No,
taking
I'm talking
it
about
off.
the actual mechanical thing. How do you guys not have two numbers? How did you do that?
So you go to the cog wheel in your character sheet and you look at roll queries directly underneath it. It'll say always roll advantage on yours, and you can either put it to advantage toggle, query advantage, or never roll advantage.
Oh.
I use
Gosh.
I'm using D&D Beyond, so my roll is gonna look a little different than everybody else's.
That makes
Because
more
I'm
sense.
using the what's it called?
The plugin.
The tab. Yeah, the plugin.
Yeah, sorry for the side tangent. I just like wait
no,
a minute.
You're fine.
That's not what-
You're
You're fine.
better off just keeping it on always on advantage.
So I did
Hold
really
Yeah.
well.
Polmina, did you care to roll insight or no?
I do want to roll insight. Yes, please.
All right.
Probably
y'all
won't
go-
win this, but I'm gonna
Oh.
roll it anyway.
All right. You have advantage, like
Oh,
I said.
nat 20.
Wow.
Where is it?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it is. You had advantage. You don't need it, but you had advantage.
Yeah, I don't need
Roll
it,
again.
but I
See if
had
you
to-
get another one.
Chad Holmina.
Apparently.
All right.
So,
Roll
I mean,
again,
we
see if you
actually
double
did
that.
all roll really well.
Nope, didn't double that.
It was worth
All
a try.
right. Okay. So everyone
Uh.
here can definitely sense that he was being genuine with everything that he said. You had him well within your sights. He was held in place, but you also didn't hang a blade over his neck the entire time. So while there was nervousness, he was incredibly forthcoming and was also genuine in his tone and in how he spoke.
In any case, I trust you all. So whatever judgment you all have, I will follow no matter what.
All right. So. Holmina?
I don't think he was lying.
What do you think we should do?
I think we should investigate the location that he's been steering the civilians away from.
Yeah.
And see just what's happening over there.
Of course.
And maybe put people to monitor him. Take people to monitor him in particular. But I don't think anything needs to be done.
Another thought that's just occurred to me. If he's been melded with that form for a decade, even if we were to sever them, if we were to do as we typically do, we can't, one, guarantee that the town's medic will come back, which he has been fulfilling that role for a decade.
No. The kinder thing to do would be to kill him, both for him and the medic.
But that now leaves a village out a medic. And being this remote, that is a death sentence to everyone.
I suppose it does.
I don't see reason to fell them. They, despite what they are, despite their intrinsic nature, it's very apparent to me that they do care about the well-being of the people here. I mean, if they were still in cahoots, for lack of better words, with the Shadowfell still, why would they stop people from going off to a place with a stronger one? As they said,
they
the
wouldn't.
weaker ones are subservient to the stronger.
Did. With that in mind, Maya, Art, and Holmina, all three of you are in agreement?
Very much so.
That's... Well, I don't believe there's any question as to us investigating the giants, if only just to understand what's going on, to make sure a better equipped party handles it. Though it wasn't our path anyway, so. But if I may be frank, I'm half a mind to just have it be done with, but I get what you're all saying.
I understand the thought process and the sentiment.
It's not the sickness's fault that they're killing the person they're attached to. But
I'm more concerned of. I'm pretty sure that's the only doctor in this village.
Yeah, exactly.
They could get another one from the. If that was the thing, realistically, they would get one of the younger doctors from the city that we just came from. But
How long would that take?
you're making a grand assumption they'd be willing to come.
Exactly. This is very remote.
if they're saying that their family normally goes to that city to get better careers, then I'm not making an assumption, more of an educated guess.
I guess isn't good enough to go off of.
We could simply ask if that was the case, but from with our group here, it is majority to keep them go, leave them be.
Yes.
So let that be as it may. We need to form a plan about the giants.
May I have a perception check from anyone who is not named Richard?
Or
Hey, let's go.
Damn! Richard level roll right there.
Richard level roll right there.
I'm talking right now.
You
Can-
are
can-
talking right now.
Can I roll anyway?
Go ahead. Shits and giggles.
See, what I was
Nat
gonna tell
one,
you
nat
is
one.
like passive perception is only, oh my god.
Jesus.
Your passive perception is only 11.
No, I'm not talking about
okay.
me.
Yeah.
I'm saying that passive perception doesn't necessarily mean that they're focusing on things. So you could have them roll specifically to be focusing on things.
That's true.
Very true.
He is very deep in thought, but also I rolled a 30.
Yeah.
You did roll a.
You rolled-
Yeah.
I rolled
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
points above my passive.
Okay. So, in
And I have
order,
a passive of 28.
Polmina and Ozzy. Ozzy is speaking, and so they're focusing on their own words and what they actually want to convey. Polmina, unfortunately, you are hearing everything that he is conveying because you're kind of right next to him, so you don't really quite hear what's happening outside.
Fair enough.
Everyone else, you hear a commotion outside. Like everyone in the village is doing something, milling about, talking, but there's also the sound of things moving, being placed.
Oh, that must be the.
They're all prepping for dinner. You know, I think the real question that's in my mind is, do we tell the village?
Well, that was another thing that I was gonna say. With the earlier act that we did, they are on notice, for sure.
Yes. If no one has any opposition,
I believe they should do it.
I'll bring up the
I-
possibility to the shadow.
I'm in agreement. I was actually going to propose a similar idea.
If they explain it, we'll give what context we can. If not,
And then honestly, we could just let the town decide.
precisely. Nonetheless, there's something going on outside, so let's go.
All right, I go outside and I cast Sunbeam. No.
And at this point, Richard has returned his mask, though he is still keeping his cloak off.
Okay, that's fine.
The door does open, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to
I
make
mean,
sure they
you
weren't
just have a
barricading us
whole-
in.
You just have a whole Mina-shaped doorstop in the way, but
I squeeze right around them. I'm pushing into the wall, sliding around them, going out the door.
Let's go.
all right. Outside, instead of meal preparation, though that still seems to be happening, you see that the townspeople have gathered what wagons they have and are loading the unconscious villagers into it.
Oh no.
A large amount of personal effects like backpacks and things that are easily carryable or are on the ground as they seem to be preparing for a big move.
All right. Richard will just walk up to, the one close to him and just ask, "What's going on?"
The doctor said that with the number of people that were afflicted, that it's more for him to handle. Since there isn't assistance, we're going to be taking them to Luskin. A good number of us will be going along. We have family there, and unfortunately, from the sounds of things, it's not particularly safe here.
I see.
Not the worst idea.
And the doctor proposed this?
Yes.
Very well. Then any further inquiries I'll bring up with them. Thank you.
Of course. And then they go back to their preparation. It seems like half the village is working on the meal prep. There's a large cauldron over the fire pit in the middle of the square. Whereas everyone else is again preparing to either comfortably convey the unconscious ones or to set some of their stuff into other wagons that are going to be pulled. You see the doctors kind of overseeing things and pointing out a couple of people to help out, whereas and when necessary, help people load things into the carts as well.
All right. Doctor, when it's done, I'd like to pull you aside for a moment, if that's all right.
Of course.
All right. And with that, Richard's gonna help him load up.
It doesn't take long for things to get loaded and dinner to be dished out. The older woman who threatened to feed all of you starts dishing out over full bowls and starts handing them out to everyone. It seems to be just a local fish stew. But Art,
Yes.
for you specifically, she doesn't hand you the stew. Instead, she hands you a mug of something that seems to be steaming.
Art, somewhat confused, will accept the mug graciously because he doesn't want to upset anyone.
Come on, dear. Give it a shot.
He looks into the mug. What do I see in the mug here?
It's something blue, bubbling, and glowing.
Do I detect magic off of this?
You do. You detect mana from it.
Just raw mana?
How?
It seems to be a bubbling mana potion.
So, I can't even drink potions. How do I drink this?
Do you require assistance, dear?
Do
Here,
I just pour it in my
Pour it on your
eyes?
Pour it on.
The older woman just places both of your hands around the mug, kind of like how you would if on a cold day when you're holding a hot mug.
Yeah.
Look right at the mug, just right there, and she hits the bottom of it, and the entire thing upends over your face.
I was gonna do that.
I like this
Oh,
The
woman.
mana feels very good.
Art is just fucking bewildered, and from the sudden shock of just having the bottom of his mug hit, he stumbles backwards, comedically landing flat on his fucking ass. And Art's immediate first thought after eating shit is to make sure that none got on his clothes.
In fact, the moment that it seemed to make contact with you, the liquid seems to have been absorbed. You feel energized.
Did anything notably change about Art's appearance as a result?
No, but you gain 24 hours.
Ugh. Oh boy. That's a lot of time.
we're actually just gonna all start pouring spell slots into Art.
I mean, how often do I give you guys spell slots? This is...
That's crazy.
Art's just like in shock. I don't know how to respond to this.
Can you do that again? That was rather fun to watch.
Oh, I could, but it takes quite a bit to brew that.
Fair enough.
How did you brew it?
They seem to think for a moment. Very carefully.
Art, somewhat trying to recompose himself, just goes, "How did you know that would work?"
I think she's
Hi.
seen a thing or two.
You remind me of my first husband, after all.
Does she? I'm trying to think back. Did she seem like shocked at the appearance of an Aetherborn, like most people tend to when we'd initially
Not
arrived?
at all.
I'm assuming the rest of the village might have, however.
The rest of the village were more focused on
The
the
chicken.
events that happened and barely batted an eye at the rest of you. Aside from maybe a couple of glances at the Shadow Hunter. I mean, to be fair,
To be fair, the
you
Shadow Hunter
guys,
is the weirder one.
well, you guys are an entire spectacle.
Very
Oh,
much
yeah.
so.
The most normal looking one is literally a guy made of wood, and the fact
Yeah.
that he looks human.
Yes.
Yeah. Art's just... You married an Aetherborn?
Well, the entire group of you seem to be under the assumption that you need to live fast and die young. Mostly because you do.
I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have more time than most. Now I have even more of it. I'm a unique case, even amongst the unique cases that are us.
I'm sure you are, dear. I'm sure you are.
Hold on, where is it?
Oh boy, 24 hours is a lot of time.
This is Richard's eyes under the mask. Like, you just see it through the mask.
I love Dungeon Meshi.
Same.
All right. Now then, dear. Since you've had your meal, you enjoy the rest of your day now. And they give you a little, like, double pat to the cheek.
Art still on his ass at this point. He's just bewildered.
Mm-hmm. Then she walks off to join the rest of them.
Is she with the party that's going to Luskin, or is she with the people that are sticking around?
hard to tell at this point because again, they're still all eating.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. I wasn't sure if there was still a like clear divide.
Now, does anyone else feel anything particularly about handling the conversation with the doctor, or does anyone mind if I do so?
I think we should leave that to you. You took initiative on that one. Art's
Yeah.
in shock
Have
right now, so
fun.
he's not
I'm
going to be
gonna,
coherent.
I'm gonna take a rest.
Understandable.
Yeah, valid. Oh, actually, along with the mana, would I have gotten spell slots back on that, or was it just time?
I mean, I'll say yes. I'll say yes.
How many, and of what class?
You are completely refreshed.
Damn. I have got to get that recipe before we leave.
Starts huffing mana.
I mean, that was that restored level 3 slots like it was nothing.
Actively becomes an addict.
I mean, I'm literally made of the stuff.
Still an addict.
Also, you know that sensation you get? Have you ever used a peppermint body wash?
I have not, no.
That kind of, it's this kind of cooling feeling that you get on your skin, like you can almost feel it breathing.
Oh, like after sun.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the feeling.
Art gets that sensation on their body.
Weird.
Holmina, are you doing anything in particular, or
I'm just gonna be monitoring like the next talk, if anything. There's not really much for me to do here. I don't really have much of an anchor. To get
Understood.
really into
Fair
it.
enough.
You were also given a bowl of fish stew
She
because
just
you
kind
are
of looks
thick.
at it, but she doesn't eat it.
Fish.
Eat.
She's just looking at it. She's like,
Maya, anything
She-
in particular you would want to do, or are you just like nomming?
She is looking at the compass while nomming away.
Understood. It is still pointing at the mountains.
Yep.
All right then. With that out of the way, the doctor eventually joins you.
All right. I think just a bit out of your shot should be fine.
Of course. Do you stand there menacingly with your blade out again, Holmina?
oh, she's just sitting around the corner this time.
Okay.
She's not hiding that she's there. She's just kind of sitting there quietly. I'm sure. I'm
Yeah, you're-
sure that it is reacting. It is like jittering.
Yes.
I'm just imagining the shadows on the ground from the fire just like casting around the corner. Like, it's so obvious you are there. Yeah.
I can't say it seems like a bad idea to take them over to Luskin, though.
I figured no matter what you decide, the people here need to be looked after. And since there is no regular travelers here aside from the occasional merchant,
They need an intervening help.
I told them that I have a similar case to those who have fallen, but mine's more advanced. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look after them. And by them, I mean the ones who have fallen, obviously. Can't take care of others if you yourself are sick.
I see. So you don't intend to go with them, I presume, then?
No. If word of the shadows has reached Luskin as well, then
It has.
it would be easy enough for me to be noticed.
Yes. Yes, it would. Well, very well then.
Fortunately, a number of the folks here have made the trip to Luskin enough that they know the way.
That's good. To verify, other than the three that,
Four.
4.
other than the, yes, four, that had been here, the only person that's being inhabited here is you. Is that correct?
In this village, yes.
Everyone else is just the slow drain you've put on them over these 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I see. In that case, I don't think you should be surprised if I and some of my party members likely go around restoring some of them.
I
Where
would
we-
appreciate it.
We decided not to take any action against you. However, well, the seeds of this have already been set by both you saying that and, well, what was shown earlier. So, I was going to recommend telling them at this point, but it seems you're ready to beat us to it.
That I did. And surprisingly, they
No?
barely reacted.
In fairness, missing a shadow is fairly difficult to miss.
True enough.
I see.
As I said, places like this that are out of the way makes it simpler for unique individuals like myself to hide.
Hmm.
I just didn't expect to be the only one. But in the end, I'm not going to be joining them. Since all of this might have been more than enough to alert the ones up the mountain.
Yes. That's where we'll be going next.
Hmm.
So, it'll either be handled or we'll be alerting a better prepared party.
Likely they'll have known that something happened. Unfortunately, banishing the shadows as you did isn't a subtle experience.
I see. That's very good to know.
Mm. Still, at the very least, I'll make sure that those that I've been taking care of over the years will be safe enough.
Watch them well. And on behalf of this group who really are doing their best to just keep an eye on people. Apologies.
Don't.
Don't mean to make people feel alone. Though I'll
I
admit,
just have. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that that's all I'm apologizing for.
Understand.
Go on.
Imposters like myself aren't really used to being apologized to. I just have one request since all of you are adventurers.
What's that?
If your travels ever cause you to encounter the Twilight Lord, absolutely ruin their day.
That's crazy.
We've seen him before. I'm certain we'll see him again. That's the plan.
I'm sorry, what?
Have we?
Have we?
I don't believe we have.
The fucking eye?
That's,
Oh.
we don't know. We don't know that that's the Twilight Lord.
Don't
were
we?
not- no, we. That's not a thing.
Karma?
I don't think. I'm trying to remember if that was ever mentioned.
That was
Yeah.
not a thing.
It was. It's in my notes.
No,
I
it was
don't take
mentioned.
notes. I trust.
It was mentioned to you specifically because you're the person that you're bonded
Oh,
to.
Z told me.
Oh, so we
Okay.
don't know, but Rich
All right.
does.
I thought I
Okay.
told you guys.
Would you look at that? Would you look?
I
at
remember telling you all.
I don't remember being told.
I mean, I am doing a very crazy job of not metagaming. So I'm just gonna.
So
Cool.
this is a question that one person specifically can answer. Unfortunately, she's not here right now. Because if you had told the entire party, Jimmy would probably know.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, he probably wouldn't have said that specifically then.
Oh no, he can say it specifically since
Actually,
you
yeah, no.
can, you know.
I was told by Z. Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? You
Yes.
You have when?
It's a bit of a long story, but it was down near Neverwinter. Long story short, their invasion is much deeper than previous ones, I presume. They had a church set up under something called the Traveler, if you've heard of it.
Oh no. Was that when their presence was
About a week and a half ago, maybe a bit more.
Around there.
and the seal is weakening?
Well, I'll say
Again,
this then.
please, if you do ever encounter them, ruin their day completely.
That's what this party does best. So,
I will absolutely believe that.
That's crazy. That's wild.
all right. Take care of them well then. And from one imposter to another, live it well.
They just nod and hold their marked hand out as if for a
And
handshake.
as cool, Yana
Oh my god.
will take it,
Um,
and as he does, the mark is going to fade and vanish. But he's the
Understood.
hunter's mark. Is that done? But
You were saying, Ozzy?
nothing.
Okay. Uh, dinner goes well, and it looks like the entirety of the village is actually going to be making their way to Luskin. Nobody's
Yeah.
staying behind except for the doctor. Um,
ooh,
Oh no.
mm,
As they should.
I mean, it's certainly not a bad idea.
As they should.
and you all
Take my
have the
long
benefits of a
rest.
short rest.
I went to sleep. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Are you gonna stay for a full long rest?
Are
mean-
we heading back out?
We probably should take the long rest with how much magic we expended, purely because we're about to go up and face what could be, in the NPC's words,
I mean,
an ancient dragon's worth of shadow bullshit.
what I'll tell
Yeah.
you is yes, that's true. I am good. Otherwise, like a short
You
rest
did
will allow me
cast
to make a
Remove Curse
new.
a few times, so
Well, that's the thing is that I used the bead plus one cast.
yes.
Yeah, I
I-
covered most of your spell slots.
No,
I was
you
the
did
one
two.
taking the big hit there.
No, yeah, I used the bead plus one cast.
You also did the cast. Weren't you the one that did the cast on the beach?
Art gave him a slot.
Art gave me slots
That's
back.
right. That's right. So yeah,
I was the one who took the big magic hit there.
All right. So you all, I'm going to say that you guys will take the long rest. I'm going to guess.
Sure.
It's definitely a better idea.
It is a better idea.
it also gives
Um,
us the chance to, remove curse on a couple of the people of the village to restore the shadows.
Can remove
Ooh,
curse be
sure.
cast ritually?
No, unfortunately not. Well, I say unfortunately, but remove curse is OP, so no, you cannot.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, I can remove curse twice, short rest,
So can
then
I.
remove curse twice again.
And
Oh,
I can do it.
I can't do that.
I can do it 3 times.
so
I can do like legitimately. I
Huh.
can remove curse almost everybody in this town over an 8-hour period.
So between all of you, I'm going to say that you cast Remove Curse on all of the villagers, restoring them to full strength except for the ones that have fallen. Any continued casts on them uh, doesn't quite work,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Though it does seem to help improve the color of their complexion a little bit, but it doesn't completely recover their shadows.
Question: if I were to cast this,
Holy shit, that's a lot of words.
Okay, hold on. Let me scroll up. Time heal. Gets body to an earlier point in time. To an early push the body back 1 minute in time. 1 minute in time for every caster level. So no.
I don't have
you
enough
wouldn't be able to
caster
go far
levels
enough
yet.
back.
I would have to be a stronger mage.
Time heals cannot be cast to increase number of minutes that the caster can guarantee pushing the body backward in time. The 9th level wizard cannot cast 3 consecutive time heals to roll the patient back 27 minutes. Cannot recall spirit from death. Only useful as the living character. Can also be used to hurt an opponent that has recently healed itself. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That'll be really strong in combat, but outside of combat,
for sure.
that's very, very long. During Rich's conversation, Art would have gone and found the lady who splashed him with bubbling, boiling blue goo
Mhm.
and asked for the
blue goo.
recipe.
When you
I will
ask for the
pay you
recipe, they just kind of smile mysteriously at you and hand you what appears to be a black envelope that has a wax seal on it.
Can I? Would I recognize the seal? Can I roll to see if there's like a history or something on it?
It
Or
would be a history check.
history? I don't see shit. It's just
You don't
wax.
recognize it.
Re-roll that.
Oh, ooh, chrono shift.
That's right.
Ooh,
That's
Ooh.
much better. There you go.
woo! I love having a chronomancer.
It is the same symbol that's on Greg, which is the symbol of a long fallen empire.
Huh?
Huh.
Nice.
Sorry, what?
There we go again.
And as she says this, or as she hands it to you, she simply says, "Don't open it now, dear. It will
No, I
open on
really
its own.
want to.
I
It'll
know
open on
you
its
do.
own.
I know you do. But it won't open yet."
It won't open on its. Or it will open on its own. I can't open it early.
Unfortunately, you're going to have to do that one thing your people don't really like to do.
Yeah, waiting isn't exactly our strong suit.
And she gives you that same double pat on the cheek before she walks off with the rest of the group.
It's all right, bud. You're gonna make it.
I mean, I I don't know. I don't know what that was, but my timer just got extended.
Oh well, that's good.
I that was an additional day, a whole 24 hours.
That's a lot. That's a mighty amount of
Yeah.
mana.
Uh-huh. The
See,
only time my timer has ever gone up was staying in the Feywilds.
if and when you learn that recipe, I need to know it. That's
I'd
just
be more than
there it
happy
is.
to share, either born or rare. So if
Yeah.
something can extend our lifespans even by a day,
Oh, that's the
that's
thing is that if it's raw,
tremendous.
if what you say is true, that could be used for a whole bunch of different things.
Oh, by the way, what color is Art normally in terms of the glowing bits of him?
The glowing bits are a very bright luminescent blue, the same color that you described as the potion. I figured that was on purpose.
Yes, it was actually. I just wanted to make sure. Cool.
That's why I was joking about pouring it in my eyes.
Which it was.
Also, Karma, have you looked in my super secret notes channel?
Double checking. Yes.
Cool. During our rest there, was anybody paying attention to Art?
Well, for me to have helped you with that check, I would have had to have been around you. So I'll say yes.
Uh, okay. Give me a perception.
Oh, buddy. Ah, yes, with my one.
With your one,
I don't
you're
know
paying
with how
attention.
everyone's been rolling.
I got
mean,
a 13.
Carbo, what do you think?
Are you hiding it?
I mean, it's not something that I'm in control of, so it's not something that I can hide.
It's in giggles. Yeah, he sees it.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
So as you're watching Art, you're noticing something peculiar. You've been traveling with him for a while. You've kind of gotten used to seeing bits of him kind of like slowly flake off and just kind of disperse. Very very slowly over the course of like a day. Uh, but for some reason, some of those bits are like re-solidifying and reattaching.
Oh, dude, you stopped flaking.
Huh? Oh! Huh? That's a new one.
That's pretty cool. I thought that flaking effect was just constant.
It is normally. I mean that flaking is the decay I spoke of. Being made of pure magic, the Aether Sphere kind of just reabsorbs us over time. Hence the flaking. What was in that drink?
I don't know. To be honest, I do not know. I mean, we gonna have to figure it out, right? Unfortunately, we could not look at it before they splashed it on you. So.
Well, it was definitely magic.
Yes,
Definitely
but I could have,
magic.
I could have, you know, I could have done my thing. Maybe got an ingredient or two.
Potentially, we have the recipe. It's in this envelope that I can't open that shares the same marking as our Shadow Hunter.
See, on one hand, I want to respect the old lady. On the other hand, I'm
She
a
said
wizard.
it won't open.
Yes. Let me explain. On the one hand, I want to respect the old lady. On the other hand, I'm a wizard and I want to break into things.
Can we not try to break the thing that could potentially hold the
I
key
will
of extending
not.
my lifespan?
I will not do this. I am
Granted,
simply
I
am simply saying that my urges and my instincts are fighting.
This... I at the very least will share the recipe with you because, good gods, if you can
By the
take
way,
that back
Art,
to your school...
perception, please.
Perception, oh boy. Where is the button? There it is. Not horrible. It's 1 point above my passive.
It is, and that's enough. While talking with Ozzy, as you look over the crowd, you don't see the old woman.
Huh?
I swear she was a witch. I kind of have a feeling she was like a witch or like a hag or something like that.
I mean, we all saw her, right?
With the entire splashing incident, yes.
I think she was
That's
a
her
witch old
house, isn't
man.
it?
No.
That wasn't the lady who... No,
Oh, it was a different one.
it's a different one.
Same one.
She's just like completely gone? Or is she like on the wagon? Or like...
Completely
But if
gone.
I
You
had
don't see her.
locate creature, I swear to God.
I just got Obi-Wan.
You. Yeah. Kinda, yeah.
Side note, I thought we didn't have a rogue.
I just got Obi-Wan.
Wait, what?
Here I thought we didn't have a rogue.
I hate it here.
Well, we do now, I guess.
All right.
Okay, I need to
Then,
note this
if you guys
thing
are
down.
going to take a long rest, you do. And while you guys are taking a long rest, the village, the inhabitants of the village, make their way. Start finishing their preparations and making their way down to Luskin.
Okay. They won't need protection, right? They're good.
They didn't ask for any.
Okay. Because the fish aren't being kindly, nor do they normally.
They're going by
like-
land.
Yeah,
Oh, they're going
there's
by
a land
land?
path. There's a
There
land
is?
path. Yes.
Okay,
You guys just took ship because it was faster.
got it. Understood. All right.
All right. And with that, 3 hours in, I'm calling it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
Understandable.
Fair enough.
So
Oh, yeah.
next time that we meet, It will be after you have fully healed. So everyone, please restore whatever spell slots you might have used, any points and such, blah blah blah, and you will be on your way to the mountain. Hopefully,
Yeah,
not using a
giant
secret
time.
tunnel.
I'm gonna blast them.
I hope it doesn't seem like I stepped in
I mean, it made
a
sense
bit
for you
much
to take
as
point.
Richard.
No,
That's
that made
fair.
sense.
Yes, fellow imposter, it made complete sense.
Yeah.